If you're anything like us and you survived Super Saturday, congratulations. And also, if you're overstimulated like we are, your feelings are validated. Welcome back to another exciting week here at the Eurovision Kiki Podcast. I'm Steven.
And I'm Doug.
And if you are new to our podcast, we welcome you and thank you for joining us. You can catch our content here on YouTube as well as on Spotify. And if that's where you're listening, great. We're also available on Instagram and at TikTok at Eurovision Kiki. So if you found us in any of those platforms, it's great. We are just a couple of guys from across the pond who have come across Eurovision many years ago, and we love it. We love to talk about it. We love to make content about it. So welcome aboard. This week, we are diving into this past weekend, Super Saturday, doing a little bit more of a deep dive into Norway's Melodi Grand Prix 2026, as well as Finland's UMK, where we had some pretty amazing results there, some questionable results over in Norway. And if we got some time, we'll take a look at some of the other countries that had some turnouts and turn-ups. Doug, what's going on this past weekend in the world of Eurovision?
I'm so overwhelmed. Even you just saying like what we're going to talk about today, it's a lot. We can't get to it all in one episode. So hopefully folks will be with us in the coming weeks as we get to recap all of it. There was Serbia, we got Germany, Lithuania announced theirs this past Friday. Just as we're getting ready to record, Australia is announcing theirs and Italy is confirming their individual. Holy cow. So we're going to pretend all of that is not going on right now because we have other things to focus on. So maybe let's get started with what I believe is the strongest national final this year. Let's start with UMK in Finland.
UMK is one of my favorite national song contests, not just this year, but in past years, because Finland knows how to put on a show, but also
100%.
The playlist, regardless of who wins, is always fun. It's a vibe, and they have multiple songs that you can choose from and do no wrong with. So,
and I think some other countries need to take note. There's only 7 songs in this national final, and they are all fantastic. We don't need 60 songs in your national final. Like, somebody needs to vet these before they get to the stage. And that's where I think UMK does such a good job.
Absolutely. I would say of those 7 songs, there was only one that I'm like, this is skippable. It's forgettable. But again, it's not just, it has more to do with just the buildup that leads to where we're going with Finland towards the end than anything else. The other ones just have a vibe and sort of a theme where I'm like on board with it, but I digress. Like, where do you want us to go? Where do you want us to go?
You know, I want to give a shout out to, for me, the performance that was elevated the most for me. And that was Seneca Monti with Ready to Leave. It was a song that I had sort of written off. I said, it's okay. It's still good. Like, Finland, you can do no wrong. But for me, it was a little just lackluster. Her performance on stage, her vocals really made me go, oh, all right, tell me more about what you're selling. So for me, that was the strongest glow up from my original lineup, like top 5.
And that one is the song that I am always like, skip.
I figured you were gonna say that. It's not really up the alley of what we've come to expect from Finland, and so that's where I think it is the surprising element, the one where we're going, thank you for bringing something different, or at least giving us other options for Finland to consider.
Yeah. I think the one that was most shocking to me was seeing Kiki's song come in last place. And I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the name of the song in Finnish. I'm just going to go ahead and go to the English translation, which is Lovesick. And I love that song as an audio recording. I actually found her live performance to be equally as strong and captivating. So to see that she came in dead last, I was kind of taken back. And I think she was even a little surprised as well. Some of the facial expressions that she had there toward
Yeah.
the tail end when she was getting public vote was just kind of like, oh, like, so awkward.
When you have such a strong national final, somebody's got to come in last. And obviously, we're going to get to Norway, but I believe that last place in Finland versus last place in Norway, two very different things.
So opposite. Those are, yeah, so opposite. We can't even compare the two.
I think you could look at these UMK acts, even the production value I felt was very strong. I could say, you know what, any of these 7 UMK artists and these songs could be on the Eurovision stage tomorrow.
Right.
Whereas I absolutely would not say the same thing about Norway.
I mean, I had already had sort of like a mental mindset that Seneca Monti was going to be the one that was going to come in last, just because, again, not my kind of song, not one that I was really vibing with from the get-go. So to see that she did not come in last place was a bit of a surprise to me. Again, let's chalk this up to like our weekly segment of like hashtag we don't know, we don't understand European music. So perhaps there are elements here that I'm just not getting behind or grasping. And I acknowledge that. Feel free to like help educate me, folks. I'm always open and receptive to those moments and to those opportunities. So yeah, that one was one that I found myself very baffled with the fact that she came in dead last. So
well, there's so many good songs, and let's talk about the points, because we know where all the points went. So then it was just kind of like, well, what other points are left over to give? So the makeup of the votes was 25% jury, 75% public. The jury, their winner was obvious with Linda and Pete. The jury then gave their next most to Takatuka, and then in third place, the jury actually gave it to Seneca Monti. So she got third place with the jury, 5th place overall. But then came the public vote. I'll be honest, going in, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to the voting, so I didn't realize it was going to be 75% from the public. Mm-hmm. So as they were assigning points, I didn't know how many there were to give out. So, you know, they're going up the line and they're giving these points, and then Antti Palonen got 152 public points, and they made a very big, like, let's put some tense music, let's show them side by side, let's wait an hour of just making them sweat, and then the points were revealed, and it was 492 points for Pete and Linda.
There's
what?
Knock it out of the park. It's like a no-brainer.
If I had known that there were that many points to assign, yeah, of course I'm not sweating for them. Yeah. But you just have, in that moment, I had no idea how many points were left to give out. That is wild.
And I want to acknowledge both of those performances because we both loved Takatuka. You know, if you have had a chance to look at some of our other content that we try to push out throughout the weeks, we always like to do a little running roster of some of these countries and some of the songs that we like to see stand out. And Takatuka is one of the ones that I think we both collectively put as our top 2. And it's a fun song. Takatuka is Finnish for mullet. So it's literally a song about having a mullet. And it's on brand for what Finland typically likes to send to Eurovision. It's fun. They
like to have fun with it.
Yeah, it's fun. It has this sort of brand that is playful that audience members will catch on to and have a good time with. What I can appreciate about this song is that, you know, people will enjoy it. And it's a good song to enjoy even as a non-qualifying song that goes on the non-qualifying playlist. What I am really excited about is that, in my humble opinion, I think Finland has decided to do something that sort of takes them out of what is normally seen as their original, typical, formula. And they're trying to send a different act that has just about all of the elements and qualities that you're looking for in a winning performance and song.
Absolutely.
Finland
isn't holding back. They are giving us exactly what we need. I think that Finland understood the assignment. Not only did they understand the assignment, but there was no hesitation. And I think, again, if I had known how many votes we were giving out, you're not sweating. But in that moment, I'll be honest, I was like, oh my gosh, Finland, what are we doing? Is this? And I think that's why they let that suspense go on for so long, so you would have those doubts. So good on the production folks. But when all was said and done, they got 492 public votes, and that is the most in UMK history. Now, the current format that they have started in 2020. So before that, there was we're going to pick the entry, but you pick the songs, or, there's 12 acts going on. So the modern iteration of the UMK really goes back to 2020. And they beat Karya's total. He had 462. They beat Dark Side's total, and they got 479 public vote. So they crushed it.
Yeah. It seems like every year the winning act at UMK beats the previous year's, public vote record. It's insane. So it just goes to show you that I think Finland is really trying to stand out, but also I think Finland's trying to send a message of we really want to bring home a win. So I'm excited.
I mean, I'm on board. Let's pack our bags.
I know.
Helsinki 2027.
We're calling it right now. Let's manifest it. Let's do what we need to do. I'm ready. My biggest congratulations to them. Yeah, go for it.
I was just going to say, the last thing I want to say about Finland is that my top three were Finland's top three, and in that order. So pat myself on the back there for doing something right.
Round of applause for Doug getting it right. And I will give myself a little bit of kudos, as Chachi's Cherry Cake came in fourth, and she was in my top three. So I was close. I was close.
Okay, last thing about Finland. that performance I was very impressed by. I wasn't really sold on her song. It felt a little too girl bop for me. But then hearing about the song and where it came from and just having fun with it, I was like, all right, I'm buying what you're selling. I'll make a cherry cake. Let's do it.
Yeah. Now drop that cake. I mean, at the end of the day, we all know that the day ends. And also, as a gay man, I will always go along with a fantastic girly bop, slutatious song like that from time to time. So I'm here for it. Biggest congratulations, though, to Finland with
Thank
Linda.
You, Finland, for
a
fun song.
Linda Lampenius and Pete Parkkonen with Lincoln Heighton, aka Flamethrower, insert whatever, fail if I've mispronounced it again.
I mean, work on our finish. Just said right, we're gonna have to work on some last names. It's fine. You're great.
We're gonna work on last names. We're gonna work on Finnish dialect. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great.
So I think we're gonna transition now from one of the strongest national finals of the year to whatever that was, and Norway with their MGP.
Yep, Melodi Grand Prix, which is not to be confused with Melodi Grand Prix Denmark, because we already covered that one.
They already did their thing.
That happened. Yeah.
Oh boy. I went into MGP with just some high expectations, and that was probably where it all went wrong.
Say more.
My favorite songs Milo, Frankenstein, Northern Lights, Emma, Skrillex, Into the Wild. All fantastic recordings, all fantastic audios. Their live performances, I don't want to shit on anybody. I really don't. Some of them were rough.
Well, I know you and I were sort of messaging back and forth during all of these performances, mind you. Like, I have like one on a giant screen in front of me at my house. I have one on a laptop. I have another on an iPad, and I have another one on like the second monitor of my laptop, just trying to like watch all of these things happen at the same time, having to pause some in between. But while not shitting on people in particular, I do think we have to hold some artists and people accountable, because we love their music and we will continue to love their music. Let's just start there.
Little asterisk, I appreciate every single one of these people. I love the music that they're putting out. I love some of their past music. I really fell down a rabbit hole of Milo's music recently and have enjoyed all of it. So there's no hate. We just have high expectations.
Well, okay, like, I love the song Forevermore. I have now learned that I will love that song strictly as an audio only version.
Forevermore as an audio.
Yes, not necessarily as a live performance. And that is not to discredit Silk's, what is the word that I'm trying to say here? It is not to discredit her passion. It's not to discredit her gifts. It's not to discredit her ability to be a strong performer. It's just, it was better as an audio recording.
Was
her
it
talent.
Nerves?
That is the word that I'm looking for. Her talents.
Was it nerves? I don't know. I think that there were a couple of artists that I was watching and I was like, I just feel like you're better than this in a very like, I want to lift you up kind of way, There could have been some nerves. There could have been just a lot going on. So
it was rough. I was really looking forward to that live performance, and it did not rise up to the expectations that I think I had sort of built up prior to it actually happening. So,
I think that opened the door for one of my least favorite songs of the competition, which was Rise by Alexander Rybak. It wasn't for me. I think it was very dated. I think it was just, I'm back. I won before. You know what to do. I have a violin, and Eurovision loves a violin, so just vote for me. And I wasn't. No, I'm not. You're trying to peddle your song, and I'm not buying it.
Right. And to folks who have, been part of our Eurovision Kiki journey or are new to our Eurovision Kiki journey, we encourage you to go back to some of our previous episodes and one of our more recent ones as well, where we do recap the 9 songs of Melodi Grand Prix Norway, where we give a little bit more of a deeper dive into these songs. You'll sort of hear a little bit more how we feel about each one of these songs too. So if you have the opportunity, please go back and listen to some of that previous episode as well. But you're absolutely right. We both sort of talk about how Alexander Rybak's song Rise, not necessarily our favorite song. And it's to exactly what you said. He has a very specific type of musicality and genre that he sticks to that does seem to be a little bit more dated than what we are, vibing with.
We are not drawn to that.
And we are not drawn to that. What surprise? I mean, it's a surprise and it's not a surprise that he still finished as strongly as he did, because again, people love him. They love him out there.
He can give a performance. And this is where I'm saying, like, the other performances of the night opened the door for him.
Yep.
You know, so because he can sing, because he can deliver, he was going to get a good result. And he did.
Yeah.
I think that in some ways, the winning song, Yeah, Yeah, Yeah by Jonas Love, was less of a, yay, you won, and more of a, phew, you beat Alex.
So Jonas Love was not on my bingo card to win Melody Grand Prix.
He wasn't even in your top 5, was he?
He was not even in my top 5. When we recapped all of those songs in that previous episode, that was one of the songs that was not on my radar at all. It's like, yeah, it's there. I am more drawn to songs that were part of, catching the 9th slot as part of the wild card draw, and was surprised that Jonas Love was one of the original 8 that were just already in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
So I never really paid a whole lot of attention to Yeah, Yeah, Yeah. Part of it too, and if people have sort of caught on to the type of Eurovision songs that I lean more toward, it is the pop dance type of songs more than the rock, or like, it has to be a good rock. It has to be a good like death metal type of song that just like grabs me. This one is not it. That's not to say that it's not a good song. It's just not one I'm grabbing onto at this moment of time. Let's see what happens by the time we get to May, when we have all 35 songs out, right? But right now,
I mean, we're getting up there in the number of songs.
I know.
I don't see this as being, in the top half.
Mm-hmm.
For me, this song was in my top 5, but it was 5th in that top 5. I like a good rock song. I have been searching, for those of you who have been following along on our journey to get to Vienna, I have been saying for weeks, maybe this is going to be that rock song. Maybe this is going to be that rock song. I just didn't see this as being the winner. But it's a perfectly nice song.
You got your rock song. You got a couple of rock songs this weekend, actually. So
it's very true, and I don't know that this is the strongest of those. Maybe it'll surprise us and do well. It's definitely giving me. I don't know my rock a whole lot. Like, it's kind of a genre I enjoy, but I'm not like passionate, I would say. Maybe it's kind of giving a little bit of like the Doors in some way. Maybe I'm totally off base. But we did get a rock song, so yay, we've got that. But again, I think for me, it comes back to less excited that this particular song won and more excited that a particular one didn't win.
Oh my God. I want to give a couple of other shout outs, because
let's do it.
Regardless of the overall outcome, there were still some really good performances that took place that night. Much love to Skrillex as the opener with Into the Wild. For me, I always have like that little bit of like love and like, they have such a tough hill to climb when they're first up. And for Skrillex to be first in line, I knew it was going to be a tough hill for them to, climb from that moment going forward to actually come out as the winner. Great opener, great performance, enjoyed the choreography, enjoyed the set design, and enjoyed the costuming. I just really enjoyed their overall performance. So was hopeful that they would be a bit more of a stronger like finisher when it was all said and done. So coming in 7th, for me, bummer. Wish they finished a little bit higher, but was a great song nonetheless, and I enjoy having it as part of my playlist now. So
absolutely. And this goes back to, I will have several of these on the playlist, even if their performance on Saturday was not what I expected, and maybe not what they expected either, you know?
Yeah.
So I do want to also give a shout out to Emma with Northern Lights. She finished in third place. And I need us to talk about the fact that there were some maybe technical issues. There were times where she was not singing, and you knew that lyrics needed to be sung.
Yep.
So did she forget the lyrics? Did she miss a cue? You know, was the earpiece off? Something was going
on. Yeah.
Something happened. So nerves. I don't necessarily want to speculate, but there clearly was an issue.
Yeah.
If that issue did not happen, would she have given first place a run for it? Did the public pick up on that? I will say that I think, get my tinfoil hat on, I think that's why we didn't see Emma do better.
Tinfoil hat is on, and it is on strong, because even you and I were messaging about it, where I was like, girl, something's happening. Something's happening here. Did you catch that? And so
well, I was like, so I really enjoy her song. I really do. And so I thought she was going to have a go for the win. So I would love to see her back. I mean, there's so many of these artists that I would like to see back. And I think that, you know, as you perform more often and as you get more stage time and you work out those kinks. So yeah, let's add Silk, Emma to the list of people that we hope to see back in a future year.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, you know, at the end of the day, Norway has made a choice. We will see how that pans out for them this year. And we congratulate you, Jonah Love. Congratulations, Jonas.
Go do your thing. And...
Go do your thing. I'll say this, like, aesthetically, I'm here for it. Like, I love the tattoos. I like
the mustache is a choice. The largest caterpillar you have ever seen sitting on top of his lip. It's
I'm here for it. Like, aesthetically pleasing. I'm here for it. And I actually like
we might have different aesthetics.
I will say his staging was fun. I liked his I really did like his overalls, and a man showing off his chest. It was nice. That part I was pleased with. But
well, and he did perform. Like, yeah, we can't take that away from him in a national final where several folks struggled day of. He came out there and he gave us a performance. So even if it wasn't my winner, I am not upset that he was able to perform.
Right.
So, congratulations to him.
Way to go. With the last bit of time that we have left, I know we may want to cover just a couple of other things that happened over the weekend. I think the last thing that we may want to touch on is that Melodifestivalen over in Sweden had their fifth and final heat in their semifinals, in which they selected two more acts to advance to the grand final, as well as the final two acts that were part of their I'm going to call wild card draw, which is essentially all of the acts from the 5 heats that took third place were thrown into that mix. And 2 of those acts were given the advancement into the grand final, making up the 12 finalists going into next week's grand final of Melodifestivalen, because that's how Sweden rolls.
It was a lot. You're like, okay, so this needs to happen for that, and then if this, then that. It's like a little choose-your-own-adventure book, and I wasn't sure what page we were on.
Yep.
It was a wild ride. Now, yeah. Stephen, you and I had been sort of messaging back and forth going into this heat, and we both sort of were like, "What are we doing? This heat is a choice."
Yeah, this heat is a lot.
It may
Some
not have
interesting
been
ways.
one of my favorite heats, but what's interesting is it seemed as though feedback from the social media was folks were going, "Oh, this is such a great heat." And I'm like, "Wait, what am I missing?"
Uh, again, we don't understand European music sometimes, and I think this particular heat is a perfect example of that.
Demonstrated that a little bit, yes.
Yeah.
Now, whether you thought it was a strong heat or a weak heat, I think we can all agree that the results were a lot closer than in some of these other heats. Because if you look back, like they only give the vote totals to third, fourth, fifth, and sixth place.
Right.
So if you were the top two, we don't know your vote totals. But the other vote totals were in the other heats were a lot further apart. There's a disparity. You know how you had this person in third place with like 1.8 million, and then the next closest was 900,000. So you like clearly were the winner in third place. In this heat, third, fourth, and fifth place were all at 1.3 something million.
Yeah.
Third place was only determined by 21,000 votes. So
wild.
Whether you loved the heat or didn't, it was a lot closer.
Yeah. The biggest surprise for me, and now unfortunately I can't get the song out of my head.
Uh-oh.
Delulu qualifying to the grand final.
Tell us more.
Like, okay, so when the last batch of songs were announced as like, here's the Heat-5 lineup and here are the songs, I listened to Delulu and I'm like, oh my God. This goes into the That's So Eurovision category.
Oh, 100%.
And this is what's going to happen. Either.
Give us your crystal ball prediction here.
We're going to have a repeat. Like, it's either going to go or like, no, we're not going to, like, nobody's going to catch on to this. There's no way. And I was part of the, like, there's no way. Like, I'm going to discredit this. Like, it's not going in my top 3 because there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. So I'm like, Doug, here are my top 3. We're going to send Tongue Tied. We're going to send Waste Your Love. And we're going to send Who You Are. Like, because in the mix of songs that are part of Heat-5, like, that has to be it. And then they
has to be, right?
It has
right.
to be.
Right.
And then Delulu advances. Oh my God, we're doing it again. We're doing it again. And I can't get it out of my head now.
There's always the That's So Eurovision. Like we kind of already have 2 with Tanshine and Ferto. We already have some That's So Eurovision. Do we need another one?
And those are great. Those are great.
To me, those are quality That's So Eurovision. I don't know what this was. It was not working for me. And I kind of get why it happened. I mean, Sweden sent a That's So Eurovision last year, and do they want to repeat that in hopes that it does well? I mean, Sweden, you're probably going to do well no matter what you send. It's kind of your thing.
Yeah.
Is this the one? I think you're Delulu if you think so.
It was not what I was expecting as like the first one. Like that's,
I mean,
advancing
the Spider-Man.
Like I was just like, oh my God, we're doing this again.
The Spider-Man meme that I posted to our socials, where I was just laughing. Are you serious? Like that was me in the moment, like finding out that they were first. They are the winner of the heat. Okay, fine. This is where I have to like acknowledge that it happened, and hope and pray Sweden went, yeah, let's just see you again. It was fun, but we this can't be the winner, right? Right?
But it is. So
it is.
So completely missed the mark there. Did manage to see Waste Your Love advance. We then saw Alexa go into third place with Tongue Tied. So then we saw, of course, the final qualifiers. We saw all of the wild cards come back, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
This final qual was a hot mess, in my opinion, because there were mathematics involved, and nothing was really clear on like how that was going to actually work. It says that there were 1,000 points distributed to the 5 songs based on the number of votes each song proportionally received in their heats. And so like my brain is like trying to math, and it's like that gif with all the like equations swirling over their face. I'm just like, how are we deciding how that actually works? Like, I need somebody to give me a presentation. I don't know.
Yeah.
So okay, the first person to advance out of this final qualifier wild card thing is the person who got the most vote share from points from Heat. And so that was Mira Omar with Du Sätter Om. Like, yay! All right, she makes it out. She's moving on. All right, girl. So we've got 4 songs left. And what they did was they went, okay, here's your points from the Heat. Now we're going to vote again.
More voting.
So then we're going to take 800 points. And from the votes that happened again, we're going to distribute those proportionally, combine those from the previous Heat. So 1 + 2 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 2 + 1. And somehow we got a winner. And spoiler alert, it was Robin Bixson, Honey Honey.
It's, I mean, it's fine.
I'm not going to say no to seeing the dancers on stage again.
Give me the Magic Mike moment again. I'm bummed because I would have liked to have seen Jacqueline with Woman go, and that's just me being a bit on the like selfish side, because I liked her performance in the first Heat, and I thought it was strong. I thought it would carry through all the way to the end. And also, I did like Alexa's performance, Tongue Tied. It was so good. Like, I was just bummed.
I was a little bummed. Jacqueline and Woman, I was hoping that would get to move on. But there are a lot of good songs in this wildcard round. I will say it was like, oh yeah, I remember that one. Who's Ava?
I know, right?
What is that? I honestly forgot that song even existed.
And wasn't that was legitimately week? That's like week 2 or week 3.
Week 2 or 3. Yeah. I just didn't remember. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, join us in this final qualifier. I don't know who you are, but
I know. But it was, again, happy Super Saturday, everybody. That like that's what you get.
Sweden has locked in the 12 finalists for their song contest. The finals happen next Saturday. So it will have been a 6-week process, just ordeal process. I have to ask, Stephen, which do you prefer? Do you want 30 songs in a 6-week slow burn, or do you want 30 songs in a one night just rip off the Band-Aid?
There's no way that you can get through 30. Well, I mean, you can, because we get through like 25, 26 songs with Eurovision Song Contest in 4.5 hours.
Right.
Damn, that's hard to call. I would probably Sweden has it they have it locked in the way that they want to do it. So like, if we need to do this slow cooker the way that we want to, like, let's just keep it going that way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I go back and forth. I think about Latvia's song contest where it's, 12, and then the finals. So they end up with 24 songs. It took them only 3 weeks to do that. So it's I kind of just think, do you need 6 weeks, Sweden? I don't know. I don't know that you need 6 weeks.
What I appreciate is that it also gives multiple cities, though. Like, it gives it's kind of like a showcase, over there in Sweden. Like every weekend we're going to another city. So it's there's that element to it, which I can enjoy.
They're making it accessible to the folks throughout the country. I get that. I think, I don't know, for me, it would be nice to see the songs get released and get the attention all at similar times. Because I think that the folks who went first, I mean, you've got 18s, obviously they were going to be a huge draw no matter what. But those songs that went in week 1, week 2 have really had time to simmer. You've listened to them 400 times, whereas like Alexa and Tongue Tied, that song just came out 3 days ago.
Right. Well, she's not going to the final, so it doesn't really fucking matter at this point. But
maybe it's good that there's not. It's good that maybe playlist. Maybe it's good that Delulu doesn't have a long time to cook, and that will help me and my predictions.
Or you're just being Delulu in thinking that. I don't know. Jury's out.
That if that song goes to Eurovision, it's going to be the one where like kind of where we said what the hell just happened. We used that like phrase the whole time last year. If Delulu goes, we will be using that anytime somebody does something good or bad. It'll be like, are you Delulu?
Delulu.
So
can't get it out of my head, and that's okay. I am looking forward to the end result, as you said, March 7th, which is Melodifestivalen's grand final. Overall, a strong lineup of 12 songs, couple of pee breaks, in between there with some that I'm like, okay, that's a choice. But we'll see what the end result will be when they decide to crown a winner for 2026.
Any predictions or any ones that stand out as your top couple of songs? You don't have to give me like a particular order, but any that stand out for you.
No particular order, and we've said this the last couple of weeks. 18s is still up there. Grezula and Felicia are the three that I'm looking forward to the most. And then if there's just one other one that's out there that I'm just kind of like keeping an eye out on, it probably is Robin Bankston's Honey Honey, but it's just because if anything, make the men more naked. Like, let's take off some more clothes. Like, let's make it more Magic Mike like. So
okay, yep, I'm with you. I'm pretty much right there with you on most of those, especially Grexula and Felicia. I enjoyed Smash Into Pieces and Hollow. I mean, but that's me also going, let's get a rock song that I enjoy in there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next week. I hope that we will see some good elevated performances. I don't expect them to change much in terms of staging, but I think there's definitely room for improvement for some of those vocals.
Most of the time, Sweden has their acts performance ready. And it's very rare that you see them modify a whole lot from what they're doing at Melodifestivalen to what you see them doing at Eurovision. So what you see is pretty much what you get by that time. So
and they're probably going to have to cut a dancer because they always bring 6 dancers on stage, whatever.
Exactly. So there's that. But final thoughts, Doug, as we get ready to close out this week's episode.
We almost have all of our songs. I think after next weekend, we're pretty much there. So home stretch, folks. We almost made it.
Yep. We are at the home stretch. And again, to our current and new listeners, we thank you so much for catching this week's episode. Be sure to let us know what your thoughts were on this past weekend, Super Saturday. I know that we only covered a couple of countries, but what other countries were you listening to over the weekend and were you excited about? We know that Germany also sent a pretty great artist that's coming to Eurovision this year. Serbia has made some interesting choices as well. So by all means, drop those in the comments below and let us know how you were feeling with Super Saturday overall, even if we weren't talking about one of those countries down below. If you're listening to this either on Spotify or on YouTube, do that. And by all means, if you're enjoying the content that we're putting out and these episodes, be sure to give us a like. And by all means, feel free to subscribe too. We love new subscribers and we love new followers. It helps ensure that we are keeping this stuff going out there so other people are able to catch on to it and keep the journey alive. And if you like this content, we also have additional content that we put out on our Instagram and on our TikTok, which you can find at Eurovision Kiki just by searching that. And I think that'll do it for this week's episode. Looking forward to seeing what comes out next week, and we will see you all at our next Kiki. Bye.
Bye.